What's going on, guys? It's Greg here with NC Forestry Mulching. I just reached 100 subscribers, which is not a lot, but man, I truly appreciate you guys watching the videos. So I had someone that wanted me to do a video about basically how do I advertise? What do I do for advertisement? So basically, the first thing you do, some guys buy these, buy into the forestry mulching business with equipment and stuff, and they will actually already have like maintenance contracts or whatever. In my case, I didn't really have any contracts. I just more or less started providing services for the private sector, which there's a big need for that out there, depending on your location. There's certain states where it's not as popular. There's certain places where it's saturated. There's people everywhere doing it like they're mowing lawns, but that doesn't mean you can't make it. You just got to be honest, show integrity, and just be straightforward with people. So there's ways you can advertise. There's free ways you can advertise. Craigslist is not free, but Craigslist is a good spot to advertise stuff. You've got Yelp. You've got like Google has a where you can list your business with Google for free. No, that's not going to give you lots of exposure because you got to pay, but having your name on there listed for free is a bonus. So anywhere you can put your name, put it on there, because it all has to do with all the analytics and all that crap. When it comes to the way the internet world is the more clicks and the more your name's brought up and talked about, the more you move up on Google and all these search engine sites like Bing, Google, Yahoo, whatever. Google's my go-to, my favorite. That's my favorite website. My favorite search engine. And basically, those are some just free ways to do it. Facebook. Most of you watching has probably got a Facebook. Make you a business page. Start sharing it with your friends. They have sponsored ads on Facebook. You can sponsor it and you can pinpoint your small 1,000 population town. There's so many ways that you can advertise. Facebook is a huge platform. Instagram is a huge platform. Twitter, I don't do much with Twitter, so I can't speak on behalf of Twitter really, but I've had lots of good luck out of Facebook, Instagram, doing your Google business listing. Get you some cards made up. When you're out working on a job, get you some signs. You don't have to get many, you could get 5. While you're there working, put it out at the edge of the road. It's just easy, common sense, logical tactics that you can use, because I don't know how many jobs I do when someone stops me in my machine, or have stopped me in my machine in the past and said, hey, what's your company name? Hey, what would you charge to do this? You miss out on business if you just don't make them little steps. It's just little bitty steps that can really gain you more profit, more revenue, and more in your pocket. And it's just it's so easy to overlook all this stuff. But when you're sitting at home and you're pondering, just hit Google, how can I advertise my business for free? Everything pops up, and it's going to tell you basically the same stuff I've told you. You've got places that you can pay to advertise. I'm in North Carolina, so Home Advisor, I use them. They suck for me. But I've got a friend in Pennsylvania that uses them, and he swears by them. He thinks they're the best thing ever. He's got like a $10 million hardscape business. So it's all depending on, I think, your location, what you're advertising for. Forestry mulching has not really got its own name for like an industry in the public side. Like, it is an industry to the manufacturers, to the equipment, to us guys that go out and do it every day. But it's not one of those things where Home Advisor they probably don't have forestry mulching as one of their options. They might have tree service. That's not what you do, unless you do it, unless you have a tree company. Basically, there's another one, porch.com. I use Porch because Porch works for me where I live at, but not for forestry mulching. I use it for my landscape company. So many different ways, so many different avenues you can take for advertising. You can go to energy companies. Even though you may not have a contract with an energy company, there's a good chance that if you go to an energy company and you give, or if you see the big tree service that does all the stuff for Duke Energy or for Energy United or Progressive, or these bigger power companies, chances are they've got a big company doing a lot of their grids and networks for them and their areas for them, and they use one company for a chunk of their work. So getting in with them is tough unless you're subbing for a company, and normally they won't sub that out a lot of times. Not where I live. It's probably different somewhere else. However, give your business card to the head guy that goes out and looks at putting power up, because a lot of times Duke Power will not come and clear your land for you. They're going to hire somebody to come do that, and that man can hand your business card over to the landowner that has to get it done, and he can say, hey, call this company. They'll mulch down your trees so we can get in there and we can do our work. You don't have to have a bulldozer to get in there and put a power line up. They're going to do the digging. They're going to do the setting of the poles. Let Duke Energy worry about that. They just want it clear so they can get there. They've got the equipment to handle it from there. They've got big augers to put poles in, and they bring big excavators in when they're putting underground lines in. So they're covered there. That's just some quick little tips that you don't think about. I never thought about it until it was just brought to my attention from folks just say stuff. They say things, my wheels get turning, and then boom, I go and throw myself in front of somebody that I've never seen, don't know who they are, and let them see my website, let them check out my YouTube channel, let them look at my Facebook, let them look at my portfolio. If you're a guy and you've just bought a machine and you have zero work, I'm sure someone, a friend of a friend of a friend, that you can maybe go do a little work for, get in front of. Once you start taking these pictures, take 5 pictures of the same property and make it look like it's 5 different properties. You can do all kinds of stuff, and a lot of times that just helps you. And always ask for reviews. If you're out doing this mulching, get a review from your clients. Now, I have asked for reviews a year ago and still haven't got one, and chances are I probably won't get one from certain clients. Some of them just don't know anything about computers. They don't know anything about going and giving you a review. All they know is you did a good job, and they might have told their neighbor, which is fine with me. So I hope that helps you as far as just getting your wheels turning, because I didn't even name over half of the things you can do. And there's so many different ways and avenues of advertising. I'm going to show you what I just did for advertising that I think is really cool, and I'm pretty proud of it because I've never had a vehicle wrapped. And I just got this done, and this is a service truck of mine that I've got a transfer tank on. I carry a lot of tools on it because you need tools. I typically have a compressor on it, but I don't have it on there right now. But when you're doing forestry mulching, and I'll do a different video on this about the type tools you need to always have with you, because you need to be able to, if you're by yourself and you're a one-man show, then you need the tools to work for you, since you don't have other hands to work for you. So I'm going to show you what I got here. Let's see, let me turn this thing around. Okay, this is my work truck. First, he put a sticker on the back, NC forestry mulching. So this is bad. I love it. Check that out. Now, is that a billboard or what? This is a 1995 Power Stroke diesel turbo 7.3 F350 with 154,000 miles, which is nothing. But look at the detail of the machine, and look at, I don't know, he did a heck of a job. I think this truck was white before. This truck was actually, this is a white truck. He vinyl wrapped it black and just popped so good with the yellow. And the detail work he did right here is amazing. He drew that by his hand. All those sticks, and he drew all that stuff out. And then I rough drafted of kind of how I wanted, and then he took it from there. And Jason, it's at Signs and Trophies. They're in Madison, North Carolina. They actually, he is one of the best artists there is when it comes to drawing decals, graphic designing, and they do the wraps, they do trophies, they do a lot of stuff. But that's basically, I mean, I'm standing, I don't know, about as far as you'd be parked off the road if you were doing work for someone, you know, in a tight spot where you couldn't get in the driveway with your trailer and your equipment and stuff. I'm actually, I'm probably, I don't know, 35, 40 feet from the truck right now, and you see, you can read that really well. Only part you can't read that good is the phone number, but you can see it right there. So that's basically a rolling billboard. So now when I'm out working in the woods, it's great to have cards, don't get me wrong, but where I have an issue is when someone comes up and they talk to me about you know, they're like, hey, you know, what do you do, and you know, where can I get a card and all that good stuff from you. Well, to be honest with you, you don't need to be stopped from working. You need to continue to work. So I found, you know, old timers driving around that's got, you know, 20 acres of land that wants fence lines cleaned up and stuff. A lot of times they'll stop and they'll be like, you know, got a card on you? Well, now if I'm on a job, I can take this truck, and while it's there, they don't have to stop me. Now they're probably still gonna want to stop me and shoot the bull, even though I have so much time in the world on my hands, which I have zero. I have no time to do anything hardly. I like shooting these videos though. I love it. Now, man, I'm really grateful for all the subscribers I've got so far, and I hope to keep growing that. And it's just basically, I want to put good, clean content out here that's not blowing smoke up your rear end, because there's so many guys that are trying to do this. Yeah, if I could get 100,000 subscribers and get a lot of likes and be getting a check from YouTube, man, that would be awesome. But that's not my intentions on wanting to do these videos. This helps promote my company. It helps to get my name out, to build rapport with the guys that are starting in the industry, because I like to help others and I want to see others succeed. There's so many out there that do not want to see you succeed, and it makes my stomach churn. But when I'm parked on the side of the road, I mean, this is a no-brainer. My number's on there, my website's on there, and my name of my company is on there. So now I can just get, you know, I can keep on working, because a lot of people will drive by, see it, and they'll just get my info off the truck, and I don't have to worry about stop. I don't have to stop working. So you know, I hope this video helps you guys out, because it's just simple little ways. You've got farm supply places that sell feed and seed, and they sell tomatoes and you know, tomatoes and corn and weed eaters and blowers and lawnmowers. Well, go take your card there, pin it up. Somebody will see it, because they'll be like, what is that? Because they don't understand. Lots of folks do not know what forestry mulching is, and it's all about educating them on if they need it or not. I've got a logger that I'm starting to keep him in my back pocket, because lots of folks will call me and they'll say, well, you know, I've got 10 acres, but I want it all gone. When I get there, some of their trees are this big around. And could I handle it? I probably could. Do I want to? Not really. So if I can work with him and work a deal, still make some money, and not put my hands on that, and then get paid to go clean it up, or get paid to go back behind him, as long as he cuts the stumps to the ground, then we've worked out that deal, because it does work my machine really hard grinding green stumps that tall. If they're already down flush with the ground, I can finish them off. But when you're grinding them from this tall and up, it's tough, and sometimes they can't help it. So I work with him, you know, it's not a big deal, but try to throw him work, he throws me work. And there's some things when people call him and they simply don't have anything. They don't have any money on their land. They've got what you're looking at back here, junk. And basically That's where I come into play. He'll call them and he'll say, you know, hey, I got a guy that'll come do it, but you're going to have to pay him. There's no money involved. And some people would just lay off on it, and some folks will say, yeah, we want it cleared. So there's all kinds of different ways of getting yourself out there. You can contact your loggers, your sawmills, your farm centers. You know, get yourself out in front of people, start talking about it. Join your little local Rotary clubs, your Chamber of Commerce's. I mean, this stuff costs hardly nothing, and chances are, if you got enough money to go buy a machine, I would hope you got just that you had thought about saving up a little for what I'm talking about. And you know, if you didn't, you know, there's still avenues that you can make it. Like I said, there's free places to advertise, but some of these local places is where your business is going to start taking off. And it doesn't matter how many people's in the industry. It doesn't matter how many people's doing this, that, and the other. What matters is what you do and the quality of what you do. So I'll catch you guys next time, and I really appreciate you watching my videos. Take care.